My name is Anand. I've been living in Gurgaon right now. I'm working for a multinational company. So my overall band score is 8.5. So I scored 9 in both reading and listening. So those are my best score. In terms of preparation, there was some material that IDP provided as in a hard format, right? So there's a book which had multiple rounds of multiple mock tests. So I did solve all the questions in them. So it was just to get an idea of how much preparation I needed for the test, right? So the kind of preparation varies from person to person. So you should have an idea of what position you are in, right, before you start the preparation accordingly. So other than the book, I did for more preparation, I did use some YouTube videos. So this was not specifically for the listening and writing part, listening and reading part. It was more about the speaking, for example. So speaking would need some sort of soft skills which you can't get from a book, right? So I needed to know what the expectation was in terms of how I would portray myself in the interview. So that, yeah, YouTube as well. Computer-based IELTS has one particular advantage that for me personally, I have pretty bad handwriting, right? So this might be a problem for a lot of other test takers as well. So I wanted to take any focus away from the answers, right, and away from. So I want to ensure that the focus was only on the answers and not for any other skills that I may lack, right? Which, for example, handwriting is not something that is even relevant in today's world, right? If you know the answers, if you know how to solve problems, you're good to go. So that was one of the biggest positives. For the writing test in particular. So I have some skill in writing from my. I've always been a good writer, but some forms of writing, right? But I would say the reason I did not score as well in writing is that because I did not prepare that much, right? So I did solve a couple of. I did solve the question papers that were there, but I believe that there is a particular pattern. Which is necessary especially for the second essay. So the essay wherein you have something to think about and write about that topic, right? So that needs a logical flow of writing, and in addition to that, it needs to cover all the points which are mentioned there. So my problem is not about words or writing; it was about the speed. So speed is something that definitely everybody should focus on, right, to ensure that you get your thoughts across in the right time. So I realized that I did not have time to finish everything, within the stipulated time. So because of which I had to rush a little in the second essay. I stay in Gurgaon and I work. My workplace is quite close to my house, so there was no such problem in preparation. And for me personally, the materials and everything provided was enough to prepare, during the time. So I think, if you are well prepared and confident about the test, then in terms of the sections, definitely listening and reading sections, right? So if you remain cool and calm, right, you can really ace both of those modules. It's not really a problem. Listening in particular, you have to make sure that you don't get too much caught out on what you missed. Right, you can't think of what you missed. You just have to keep listening to what is there, and even if you miss one or two somewhere down the line, right? So as long as you stay focused, you can score well in the listening module. So for reading, it really depends on your speed of reading and how much you can connect. But it's generally I think quite one of the easier modules of the 4. In terms of speaking is one thing wherein that you probably need to have some sort of preparation and understanding of what they expect you to do, right? So, but again, if you've done your preparation right and you stay calm and be yourself, be confident and honest, I think you will do well. Listening and reading in particular. So I've always read a lot of books during my childhood, right? So that really depends from person to person. You can't go back to your childhood and start reading again, right? So that depends on how you were brought up. But all I can add that it is never too late to start reading, right? So if you feel that you want to take a test 1 or 2 months from now as well, you can start really reading, and probably one of the better things to do is start listening to British oriented publications as well, because the language, the accent used in most the listening module, for example, is British. So just to make sure that you catch whatever they're saying. So for that, it would be good if you start watching BBC or materials which are linked to the British made material. Non-test, like I've said, be for the 3 modules, writing, listening, and reading. Just be cool. Really, there is no need to worry. It's really if you are confident about what you can do, you can really ace it. It's not a problem. So be cool. And on top of that, at speaking, as I said, you need to really, as I said, be genuine, honest, right? So you have to really present yourself like you would do in any job interview or something which has some high stakes, right? So you can't be too casual about it. So but generally, if you have that tendency to speak fluently and or if you're prepared well, right, I don't think there should be a problem. And of course, for the speaking, because you are in front of somebody, be sure to be dressed well as well.